Tired of recommending products that don't protect hair color? Watch how Bokka Botanica's ColorLokk technology changes everything. This is a very young new hair care technology that Exclusive Beauty Supply was carrying, but they really haven't had much inventory in the last 9 months since they've closed. So the Salon Center just picked this up, and if you don't already know about it, and if you do, I'm going to show you a video that we just had yesterday from our Zoom training from the founders of the company. So what's important about this is it's a revolutionary plant-based color care line. So unlike a lot of other brands that have color-safe products, this one actually, the entire line is designed to protect the hair color. And they do this with their proprietary plant-based technology. It combines natural ingredients with professional color protection. When you look at what's going on in the world, and especially now that the new administration's coming in, and they're really focused on, taking care of ingredients that are harmful. And they're going to be looking closely at everything. And, there are some brands out there that are clean or may appear to be clean, but they're not. And this brand actually started off being completely clean. In fact, they are registered with the European Union standards of safe ingredients. And if you watch the video, you'll understand more about what they mean by clean beauty. It's not necessarily all organic. They do have some organic ingredients, but it's about eliminating unsafe ingredients. And this could change over time because it's always changing, and when they discover things about ingredients that maybe they didn't know about, this could change in time. So this brand is dedicated to protecting the hair color and offering clean ingredients at a reasonable price. And in fact, all of their products retail between $23 and $29 retail. So it's really a great sweet spot, considering that other brands that are in the same category like Colorproof, Purology, Davines, they are way higher than this brand. And a lot of those brands may not be clean. They appear to be clean, especially with their marketing, but they are not. And you'll learn more about that if you just watch this video. The brand is also made with high quality ingredients that are made to be price conscious. So you're getting quality without the price of high quality brands. And this brand is also salon exclusive, so you won't find it in Ulta or Sephora and the like. And it's very new. I mean, it's only about 3 years old. They've also done their research as far as packaging and what appeals to women. And they have found that pastel colors are what appeals to most buyers, especially women. And you can see this is what the packaging looks like. The shampoos and conditioners are 10-ounce sizes. So again, very reasonable price. And each bottle has its own little billboard on the front. So it tells you exactly what it does. Like this particular one is replenishing moisture shampoo. It tells you that, oh, I didn't even mention this, but for the people that really care about being vegan, this is a vegan plant-based line, completely plant-based. It's also cruelty-free, no gluten, no sulfates, no mineral oil, no parabens. And of course, like I said, one of the key selling features of this, it has a unique ColorLokk Complex. So for those that know what Purology is, Purology years ago, came out, and they were the #1 color protection brand. And so this is the revolutionary new innovation, this new age technology that is comparing to that type of product. So this is the realm of what this is about. They have some really great selling products, like this Velvet Smooth Blow Dry Balm is huge. And then how would you like to have hairsprays that, let's see if it fits in the screen. These hairsprays are 16.9 ounce. You might as well call it 17-ounce size cans. No more than $29. I believe that $29 is the retail price of this. That's insane. I challenge you to find a good quality hairspray that's like this. And they say the fragrance is amazing. So this is brand new. Anybody that bought this line from Exclusive, they've never even seen these big cans because it used to be in a 10 ounce. So this is the new size, and they haven't gone up on their prices since they've launched 3 years ago. So this particular finishing spray is a firm hold. This is the firm hold. This is the newest one, and then the one that they've had is the Show Off and Shine, which is a medium hold styling spray. Humidity resistant, fast dry finish. Both of them are humidity resistant, and this one gives you all day hold and volume. So you need to watch this following video to really get really in-depth insight as to what this brand is all about. This was our official Zoom launch. This was never meant for stylists or salons to see. This was directed toward our company. So you'll hear a lot of reference to the salon center and to some of the reps. But keep in mind, I edited out a lot of stuff, and even when it comes to prices, I blurred out the wholesale prices because those can change. But at some point in time, this video may go public. Right now it's just private or unlisted, and so I just wanted to make sure that I didn't put the wholesale prices out there. Watch this next video, and if you're interested, please text me. I'm going to be contacting people that already use this brand, so just keep in mind I'm going to be sending that out, and I'm also going to send you this video. So this promises to be an incredible brand, and this fills a niche that we haven't really covered since we used to sell a brand called Numa, and we didn't really do that well with it, which is one of the reasons why they decided to go sell it somewhere else. This is the only brand out there that falls into this category as being a complete line that is color protection. Not just color safe, but color protected. It has ingredients, proprietary ingredients that actually protect the hair color. And most importantly, it's clean beauty. So stay with me and watch this completely through. When I watched it live, I couldn't focus and concentrate. So, I recorded it, uploaded it to my YouTube channel, and I actually listened to it while I was working out. So if you're one of those people that likes to do that, I highly recommend doing it that way, because I feel like I got a lot more out of it when I was working out and I was listening to this at the same time. And then, when they were going to show me something, I would get my phone and look at what they were trying to show me. But I just think it's a better way of consuming this content. That way you won't get zoned out and be like a zombie like I was.
The brand name is Bokka Botanika, as you heard me mention before. Please don't call it Bokka Botanika. We have distributors, and I've worked with salespeople, and Andrea's worked with salespeople over the last few years in different markets, and they present the brand and they're like, "Oh, Bokka," and we're like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, it's Bokka Botanika. It's pronounced like Boca Raton, Florida. So those of you in Florida, it should be really easy for you. That is a long O, right? And Bokka means vivacity for life. And the Bokka word is from an ancient Polynesian language that means vivacity for life. So if you want to put it in modern terms, Bokka would be equal to the word like we use now, like moxie, like she's got moxie, or she's got energy, she's got moxie. So that's what Bokka means, vivacity for life. And then Botanica typically is spelled with a C, and that's a Latin word meaning from plants. So we've got vivacity for life from plants. And the Botanica, I changed the C to a K to be a play on the double K in Bokka. Okay. So if you look above, you'll see the actual, this is a soft heart that's got like leaves and branches. And look at your packaging, you'll see that this logo obviously is on every one of our products. So we're creating the look and feel of more of a vegan natural brand. And then the plant-powered color care that you see at the bottom here, if you look at any of the products that you have, you'll see that it's on the bottom of every product that we make. That is our company tagline. So we're going to get into the packaging in a few slides, but the whole idea was to create packaging and create a brand that consumers and stylists knew really quickly what our products did, who they were for, and what our positioning is in the market. So our positioning is plant-powered color care, for all intents and purposes. Okay, we are a vegan color protection brand.
When Dave says vegan, a lot of times there's a tendency for sometimes people to hear those buzzwords and stuff and use that as a central word. I don't believe, and apologies to David, I don't believe that's a primary thing. As a salesperson, I wouldn't always be going in starting with vegan, right? I heard that word in the training. Dave mentioned vegan. It's a vegan brand. I'm going to go ahead and talk about vegan. Remember, not everybody gives a dang about vegan. That's a niche thing, right? And so that's something you want to keep in your hip pocket for those people that you run across. But you're going to hear a lot of these things like vegan, organic, all these things, very, very important features, but not necessarily the most important thing to lead with, depending on who you're selling to. That makes sense, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So with all that said, what is our positioning statement? This positioning statement is found inside the product guide. I sent 4,000 of these product guides to the Salon Center. Okay. So the idea is that when we launch you, not only do you have a bag of product, but you also have an ample amount of these product guides to be able to go enter the market, present to the market. Those of you that are in probably South Florida and some other areas, the pink version of this is Spanish. So I did send in 200 copies of pink, 4,000 of the greens in English. Okay, so this positioning statement is found in the first page of your product guide. And a lot of things that we're going to be covering today is going to be a very generalized presentation so that you understand exactly what's in the product guide and you can go present to the salon. Okay, so the positioning statement is we are an innovative boutique brand of plant-based color protecting hair products committed to producing the best performing formulations in the professional beauty industry. So if you leave this flyer behind or this product guide behind, and they only read the first sentence, the stylists are going to know exactly what our position in the market is. And then it goes on to say our unique vegan proprietary formulas harness the world's highest quality organic and naturally sourced extracts, botanicals, and oils, resulting in products that increase the longevity and vibrancy of all types of color treated hair, treating damage from the environment, heat services or heat styling, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so we are a color protection brand. So to put it into perspective for you, we are Pureology 2.0. For those of you that have been around a long time, we are the new brand in the market.
Next generation. Yeah, next generation.
The next generation. Yeah.
Probably the good thing to say.
Yeah. Okay. So with all that said, what are our PODs, our points of difference? And again, we've mentioned some of this already, but this is really, really important when you're presenting at the salon. So probably on a subsequent meeting, I'll tell you a little bit more of the backstory about how I created this brand. I was one of the owners of Care Therapy. I sold my part of the company in 2019, and I was looking for a new space to be in and creating a new brand. And this clean beauty thing, if you think back, I sold in 2019. So I had distributors from the Pacific Rim, anywhere from Japan to Australia, asking me for clean beauty because they're heavily influenced by Japanese skincare and cosmetic companies. So they were asking me, hey, Dave, do you have any clean beauty products? And we were at Care Therapy then. Mike and I were like, no, we're really not we're not a clean brand. We're a character brand. So I knew exactly what space I wanted to be in when I launched a new brand of products. And then also, if you look at the what's happening in the market and what's happened with COVID, if you think about this, during COVID, depending on where you live, thank goodness we're in the South, right? I live in Florida, and Florida was pretty much wide open, but we have distributors all over the world and really all through North America. So if you look during COVID, there were some states that were completely locked down for a year or 2 years. And then there was other states like Florida and Georgia that were open really quickly. But what happened during COVID was the consumers and the stylists became really, really educated in ingredients, right? They had a lot of time at home. Maybe businesses were closed. The kids were being homeschooled, et cetera. So consumers became really, really sophisticated and their knowledge of ingredients. So this clean beauty thing has really accelerated. And as you start presenting brands, you're going to get more questions from stylists. Hey, what's this? What's this? Because during COVID, they were forced to educate themselves about new things, new beauty, new makeup on the internet. So we've got a whole different dynamic happening. So we're right in that sweet spot. We formulated these products to have the cleanest ingredients. We're registered in Europe already for sale. We're registered in Israel, New Zealand, Australia, et cetera. So we're way ahead of the curve when it comes to the cleanest technologies. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, and sorry, Dave, by the way, those countries Dave just mentioned, they're the strictest countries in the world. When the US bans an ingredient, which is rare, it's usually a result of it being banned in Europe and the other countries that follow the same guidelines. Canada is another one. So the United States is self-regulated. Basically, companies can do what they want. So to Dave's point, consumers have gotten much more sophisticated, certainly, but they're also starting to ask people to back up their claims, right? They're starting to look at ingredients. K18 and Olaplex were other brands that brought technology to the forefront of the beauty business. And I think, companies like that are the ones that forced other brands like Dave and others to really take a look at their ingredient deck and say, look, we've really got to make this something that's superior to what's already out there. And so when you start making your brand to be compliant with Europe and all of these other countries, that means that it is one of the cleanest brands that would be available in the United States. So you can really go out and pitch this with confidence that there's not going to be anything controversial in any of these products.
Okay, so thank you, Mike. So our other point of difference, so we've got clean beauty, and then the other bucket or the other difference is the color protection / color extending. So when you look at the professional beauty industry, for the most part, there's only two segments that are growing: hair color services, chemical services, or hair color services, and hair extensions, right? And really, hair color services continue to grow about 3 to 4% every year. And it's really for a couple of different reasons. The first one is our population is getting older and people want to look and feel younger. And when I say people, it's really women, but there are a lot of men also coloring their hair. So that service continues to grow in the salons. And also, if you look at this younger generation of people, I have a 15-year-old that's in high school. All her friends have balayage, highlights, high fashion color, et cetera. So the parents are spending a lot of money on these kids. It's just the generation that we're in. So hair color services continue to grow because of the aging population. And then that younger population that really wants high fashion color or styles. So these are our 2 points of difference. And when somebody asks you about Bokka Botanika, we're a clean beauty color protection brand. Okay. And we'll talk more about this.
Hey, David, finish up on the clean beauty. What's this IPSY is also driving this trend? Finish the last few items so we know what you're talking about.
So IPSY, for those of you that are familiar with IPSY, anybody familiar with IPSY? Okay, so IPSY, what that is it's the wine of the month club for the beauty industry, for skincare, cosmetics, and hair products. So as an example, manufacturers like myself pay a lot of money to be part of the IPSY sampling program. So women sign up, and even men, they sign up for this subscription service. And this box goes out to these people every month, or depending on the service they sign up for, just like a wine of the month club would. So this is how manufacturers introduce new products or try to stimulate sales in existing products, et cetera. So IPSY is the largest publication or a subscription service for beauty products in North America. So what they did was, about a year and a half ago, they let all the manufacturers know, and they put on their website that they were moving into this clean beauty trend. And the trend was, if you've got any of these 30 ingredients that they listed on their website, if you have any of these ingredients in your products, you can no longer participate in the IPSY subscription service. So it sent a lot of manufacturers scrambling. To Mike's point, so far, I've been in this industry 30 years. So far, you could put anything you wanted in the bottle and sell it, right? So those times have changed. And you have companies that are scrambling to come up to speed. If you look at one example is Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell's been selling, it's a great brand for 40, 50 years already. Now they have Paul Mitchell Clean Beauty. Why? It's because the market is dictating, the consumers are dictating that they want cleaner products. And so IPSY is even taking that stance. If you look down at even under that IPSY, there are some brands, Brio Geo, Drunken Elephant, John Masters Organics. These are all the direct to the consumer brands that tell that clean beauty story, that have captured a significant amount of sales, direct to the consumer sales that are affecting the salons. So with having a brand like Bokka, we can go back to those salons and say, look, you're losing sales every day online to these clean beauty brands. You need to have options for your consumers that are walking in looking for new things. So that's essentially what that means. Okay, so I'm just going to touch on this just for the sake of time. If you Google clean beauty, you're going to get 1,000 different opinions from beauty editors and from companies and everything. So what we like to say is clean beauty is a moving target, right? It's always changing. So what we do at Bokka, and we've done it since day one, we've committed to creating products that are created and produced without any suspected or potentially harmful ingredients, right? So that could change in 6 months. That could change in 6 weeks. So we're always keeping up with ingredient technologies because it's important for us to be able to have one formulation that we can sell all over the world. We don't want to be one of those companies, and they exist right now where they have one formulation for the US, and then they have other formulations depending on the country we're in. So our commitment as a company is to keep up with this and to let you know as things change. You know, now we've got MOCRA that's happening in the United States, more regulation. So you're going to see a lot of companies have to change, but we're way ahead of the curve. But again, this is a moving target, and you're going to see companies really have to start conforming quickly. I'm not going to read through this list, but again, this is our no list. If you look in your product guide on page 2, there's a summary of this no list. This will help you when you present. So again, this is a generalized version of what we're presenting today, but this is essentially your Bokka Bible. This will help you present to people, keep you on track. And what's really important probably from this list that I want to mention before I go on to the next slide is the D4 silicone, number 3. D4 silicone is a silicone that's been around forever. Every company's used it. It's an amazing silicone. It's found in all the, you remember the original argan oils. Everybody has an argan oil now. So people with have medium to heavier texture hair, they love products with D4 because it makes the hair super shiny, super conditioned, blocks humidity, etc. The issue is D4 silicone's been banned pretty much everywhere outside of the US in rinse out products. So when we started formulating with Bokka Botanika, we made a commitment not to use D4 silicone. So when your stylists use our oil, they use our blow dry cream, they're going to instantly see that the hair's not heavy, it's not greasy like some of the traditional argan oils or blow dry gels or creams that are in the market. They're really going to appreciate that on fine and medium hair textures because there's no weight at all. So it does all that great work without the weight. So as you guys start playing with these products, you're gonna see the difference when you feel our oil versus one of the maybe the older argan oils in the market. But we're keeping up with ingredient technology to be able to stay ahead of that curve. This is that summary that I just told you. Again, that's in your product guide. This will help you explain the brand when you present it. So let's talk about our color protection. You know, a lot of people talk about color safe, they talk about color protection, etc. If you look on the front of each one of our bottles or tubes or anything, the last bullet point in white says ColorLokk Complex. Okay. If you look in your product guide, for those of you following along at home, you're going to see this same exact slide in your product guide. This is a very generalized representation of ColorLokk Complex. Okay. And so what that is, when you see that on the bottom of our bullet points, and then you have a stylist say, what is ColorLokk Complex? So ColorLokk Complex is a blend of 3 plant-derived ingredients that we have in every one of our products that work synergistically together to help significantly reduce hair color fading, protect against free radicals, UV damage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so everything that we make at Bokka, everything that we come out with will have this ColorLokk Complex in it. And again, as we said from the beginning of the meeting, we are the next generation color protection brand. What's really great for the salon center is that when you look at your portfolio of products, you guys don't have a color protection brand necessarily in your portfolio. Do you have some color protection products? Absolutely. Everybody does. But when you go in to present to a Wella salon, a Schwarzkopf salon, all these competitive color accounts, you're able to present a retail brand that can work with any color brand that they're using in the salon. And they're going to love it. Okay. It's not going to compete. You're not selling them a hair color, but this is going to be able to live in that salon with all their other brands. And like I said, if it's a Wella account, you're going to be able to go open doors with this brand as a support brand for any color in the market. Okay. Now,
question.
Who had a question?
I did. The three ingredients are what to the right? The sunflower.
Yeah. So if you look in the product guide, each one of the ingredients is represented by basically a symbol or a photo, right? This slide that I'm talking to you now this is the chemistry of this. Again, this is a very generalized version of the ColorLokk complex. And now on the slide that you see on the screen, I'm going to tell you exactly what those are. I didn't put them in here because I think it's too much information. But so I'm going to teach you now what these symbols actually represent that are in our ColorLokk complex. That make sense? Okay. So great question. What are those ingredients? So the sunflower photo that you see in the previous slide and also in your product guide represents halogenol. Those of you that have been around the industry a long time, you probably recognize this name. Pureology was the first company to use halogenol. They were like the pioneers, if you will, 25, 30 years ago, and they use halogenol in all of their products. Halogenol is a highly refined derivative of sunflower seed extract, and it's been great over the years in protecting against hair color fading, etc. So my chemist took that ingredient, and then we mixed it with the ingredient on the right, organic rooibos tea extract, which is, we buy this from a German company under the name Neo-Actapone rooibos. And this is like the new halogenol in the professional hair care industry from a raw material standpoint. So this is like the new thing that everybody's talking about. So this is also an extract that protects against free radicals, helps hair color from fading. And this is only grown in South Africa, believe it or not. So it's a German company that buys it from South Africa. They process this ingredient. So you can imagine during COVID, this particular ingredient shut down my brand because I couldn't source it. So now we're back to normal. And I've even seen some of the newer Paul Mitchell products. They started using this Neo-Actapone rooibos as color preservation. So the good thing is we're ahead of the curve. And so we take halogenol, we take Neo-Actapone rooibos, and then we also take black currant extract as our antioxidant, put all three of those together. That is our ColorLokk complex. So when somebody asks you about this in the product guide, just let them know it's 3 plant-derived ingredients that work synergistically to help preserve hair color, help that hair color fade tone on tone, right? And then this is more the chemistry lesson that I'm showing you on the screen. Any questions on this?
Hey, pronounce that name again, the T. How do you say that? Rooibos?
Neo-Actapone rooibos.
Rooibos.
You see it right underneath the organic rooibos tea extract. The chemical name or the name that we buy is Neo-Actapone rooibos. So those 3 ingredients are our ColorLokk complex. So let's talk about color safe really, really quickly. You're going to present the Bokka brand to some people, and they're going to say, you know what, Dennis? Thank you, but no thanks. All of the products we sell here are color safe. And that's probably true. Color safe typically means no sulfates and or no sodium chloride. So if you think about a lot of the brands in the market that are sulfate free, yeah, they would be relatively color safe. And that means that they're not going to strip all the hair color out the first wash after the service. What color extending means is that we actually have ingredients that are in every one of our formulations to really help reduce hair color fading, and extend the longevity of hair color, right? So if you present this and they're going to say, you know what, Dennis, our products are color safe already. Thank you so much for coming. You say, well, do you mind if I take a minute and tell you the difference? Yeah, Bokka Botanika is color safe also, but we are a color extending brand and we have 3 plant-derived ingredients that help really lock the hair color in. I've had stylists, and Andrea's had stylists. We share jokes about when we work in the field. We've had stylists say, no, I don't want a color safe brand. I want my clients to come back every 4 weeks. Well, of course they're going to come back every 4 weeks. They're going to have regrowth. They're going to have gray roots. But my argument back to that stylist always has been, look, when that client leaves your chair, they are a walking billboard for your work, right? So if that woman leaves the chair and goes into the mall a week later and that hair is vibrant red and shiny and healthy, somebody's going to stop her and say, oh my God, I love your color. Where do you get it done? So when you're talking to stylists and they give you a little bit of pushback, say, look, we're here to make sure that hair color becomes that walking billboard for you guys, for your work that you represent in the market. And trust me, all women talk about their hair color. Where did you get it done? Who did your balayage? Who did your high fashion color? So this is really the way that you combat anybody that's pushing back. Say, look, we're here to help you, and we want that color to be vibrant as long as it can. And of course, people are going to come back and get the retouch done. But we've had people say that to our face, and it's sort of funny to me. But I talked them through that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So you're going to get all kinds of crazy things coming from stylists, as you guys know. So we're here to help. Okay, so Mike's going to jump off in 15 minutes, so I'm going to go as quickly as I can here. Let's talk about the packaging really quickly. And I like to present this when I do a meeting or a launch, because I think it's really, really important to explain how we came to this packaging, or how I came to this packaging. I've been doing this a long time. I worked for Graham Webb, Alterna, Wella, all these companies, right? And what I've learned is that there's a lot of brands in the market. There's a lot of great brands in the market. So we as manufacturers have to do everything that we can to help facilitate the sale of a brand. And probably more than 50% of that comes in the packaging. What's going to appeal to that person who's shopping? Maybe there's a woman in the salon. You got a ton of products in the salon. She's waiting for her hair color service, and maybe the stylist is running a bit late, and she's just shopping, right? So what we've done is, before I launched this brand, I did focus groups with the University of Tampa graduate marketing program. And these are kids from all over the world that are doing their master's degrees in marketing. So it's really good feedback. And so we did focus groups, and we talked about packaging, we talked about logos, we talked about messaging. So one of the first things we learned is that pastel colors attract women consumers. Now that woman may dress in black and white, but when it comes to skincare, beauty, hair care products, women are most attracted to pastels. Women are most attracted also to shopping by color regimented categories. So as an example, we'll say that the woman's been using the orange, the shampoo conditioner in orange on your screen, called thick volume shampoo and conditioner. She may buy it once and really love it and go back to the salon and say, hey, Jeff, I really, really love that shampoo that comes in the orange bottle. I can't remember the name. So people associate products also with colors, or they may say, Dennis, you know what? I really love that blue shampoo. Send me 6 of that Bokka blue shampoo, right? So we spent a lot of time on the packaging and on the research behind all this, because if you look at the top here, stylists always say this to me over 30 years, and probably say it to you every day. I'm not a salesperson, I'm an artist, right? Stylists, for the most part, are bad salespeople. So we need to do everything we can to help them facilitate the sale. And most of that comes from packaging. If you look at the white box on the front of every one of our products, this is what we call our mini billboard. Okay, so this has all the key selling points of that particular product right on the front. So when a consumer is shopping, or even when you present it to a stylist, you can say, you know what, we did it so great for you. We made pastel colors, we made great fragrances, the pricing is right, and guess what? This is your billboard right here. your clients are going to know exactly what this product does in 5 to 8 seconds. And that's what our goal is. And then again, our taglines on the front of each one. I like to go through those because I want people to know that we just didn't like throw it all together. There was a lot of process and marketing focus groups, et cetera, that went into really creating this brand so that we give the stylist the ability to sell really, really easily and have this product speak to the consumer that are maybe sitting in the salon or shopping while they're waiting for a service. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions on the packaging? No. Okay, so these are just some of the ingredients that we use. I'm not going to read through each one. There's also a summary of that in the back of your product guides again. Again, this is everything Bokka is in here. So this is really going to help you guys get started. And these are just some more of the ingredients. Okay, so let's talk about major competitors really, really quickly. Who are you going to run into in the market? So we've taken, remember, our 2 points of difference. One is clean beauty and the other is color protection. So I separated those. When I talk about competition in the market, I separated it based on our points of difference. So we look at color protection first. We mentioned Pureology. They've been around forever. It's a great brand, but you really only find it anymore in L'Oreal salons or some of the big distributor stores, et cetera. So it's really not an issue anymore. Colorproof, you guys know the story with Colorproof. Was the same formulation as Pureology, same owner. They pretty much disappeared also for the most part. Certain markets will be different, but they did a restage in packaging about a year ago, and they decreased the size of their bottles and increased the price like 30%. And it really upset a lot of people. So they're about 32 to 40% more expensive than Bokka right now. And then you probably have seen Shampoo in the market, depending on where you sell. Life and Riley, I believe, has Shampoo. I think they've done a pretty fair job. And Shampoo is from the same owner of Valorum. Okay, Shampoo's are right in the same price range as us. They're a little bit newer than us, but really, from a true color protection standpoint, these are your major competitors. Okay, when you move to clean beauty, it becomes a little bit different. As Mike and I mentioned, everybody's trying to be clean beauty now. So if you look here, Numa, Loma, Maria Neela, even Paul Mitchell Clean Beauty, which I mentioned, Surface Hair, Kevin Murphy. Kevin Murphy, you guys probably run into a lot. They're not really a clean beauty brand, but they're a lifestyle brand. They make you feel like it's a clean beauty brand when you look at their imagery and all their information. But the interesting thing to look at here, guys, and we're going to talk about pricing in a second, look how expensive these competitive brands are. So, especially since we've launched this brand, we've been in that economic situation that everybody's very unsure. So we've priced ourselves, our products are $23 to $29 retail. So we're priced right in that sweet spot. You guys can put this product everywhere. When we do subsequent meetings, myself or Mike or Andrea, we talk about price laddering. How can you live in the same environment in a salon with some of these other brands through price laddering? Right. We'll talk about that in the future, but we are priced to sell and we've got a very high quality product. I have not raised the prices since I launched this brand in 3 years ago. So we really, really do a great job in trying to keep the prices super affordable for a very high quality product. This is just a larger image of the product guide. You guys are going to be using this every day, present the brand. And again, it goes through the regimens as we mentioned. And then I mentioned the price really quickly. Everything retails $23 to $29. So again, we're right in that sweet spot. You guys are going to be able to go sell on price all day long. There's nobody that really can touch us when it comes to this high of a quality of product for the price. Each one of our collections is color coded. So let's talk about the first one, which is the Miracle Rescue and Repair collection. That is our green line, if you will. It's all the green packaging. And this has a shampoo conditioner. A shampoo conditioner, a mask, and an all-in-one leave-in. Unfortunately, the mask is out of stock, so all your intros are without this mask. I saw that coming. We're changing tube suppliers, and we had some little issues, again, in the production of the empty tubes. So I took that out of all your intros, but I'm just letting you know that it's actually in the Miracle Rescue and Repair collection, because you're going to see it in the price list. You may have some people try to order it. You just have to let them know that it's out of stock, and we should have it back in stock probably Marchish, maybe mid-March. But this is our Miracle Rescue and Repair collection. The important thing to understand about it is that it has a built-in bond builder, right? It's called Crotobond. So this would be for those clients that obviously have color treated hair, but maybe have they need strengthening. They have maybe fragile, damaged, color treated hair. Somebody that just needs fortification in the hair, I guess. And again, this has this has more of like a mild bond builder in it that really helps recondition the hair, repair the hair, and again has ColorLokk Complex. Okay, so that's that green collection. Again, shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, and mask. The leave-in, this bottle here, if you guys just want to walk in the salon and put something in people's hands and have like an instant trial, this is one of those products. I'm going to tell you as we go through the regimens which ones you can do that with, but this is a huge seller. This is like one of those products that everybody can use. So when you start playing with your samples, please give this one a try. You're going to absolutely love it.
David, quick question.
Yeah.
All 4 products have that mild bond builder in it?
Yeah, at varying degrees. The mask, it's a true treatment mask. You guys, once we get it back in, you're going to absolutely love it. But that mask has the highest degree of bond builder. The leave-in has the next, lower. It's like medium bond builder, and then shampoo, conditioner a little bit less. But people are going to see results after they use that regimen for sure. If they have fine, fragile, we'll say special hair that needs, rebuilding, replenishing, etc. And then the blue regimen is a replenishing moisture regimen. So this is for people with color treated hair that have relatively healthy color treated hair, that maybe the hair is dry, lackluster, that doesn't need a lot of repair, but it needs hydration. Okay, that's our blue regimen right here. It's shampoo, conditioner, and mask. By the way, all the shampoos, conditioners, of course, come in back bar sizes. Okay, so the retail size is 10 ounce, 10.1, and then the back bar is 32 ounce. So this would be like if somebody needed like a daily shampoo, somebody color treated hair, relatively healthy hair, but really, especially now in winter, it's dry, lackluster, needs shine. This would be your go-to regimen for them. Okay, pretty simple stuff. And then thick volume is our volumizing shampoo conditioner. This is found in the orange packaging, and I mentioned it when we talked about the products, people ordering the orange shampoo or the orange conditioner. This product has gone absolutely bonkers. And when I was at Care Therapy and we developed products, and I used to fight with my business partner on products to make, et cetera, we launched a volumizing shampoo in Care Therapy that we really didn't sell much of. And when I started working on Bokka, I excluded the volume shampoo because of my history from Care Therapy. Well, what I quickly realized was that the reason why we didn't sell much in Care Therapy was because people that are getting keratin smoothing treatments don't want volume. So I introduced this a bit later after I started with Bokka. This has gone through the roof, and you guys are going to sell a lot of this. I read a study in the BIR, Beauty Industry Report. 78% of all women surveyed said that they feel like they need more volume in their hair. And I'll give you another analogy. Way back when I interviewed with Sexy Hair Concepts in Chicago, I like to tell the story, talking about hairspray and volume shampoo. And I flew to Chicago and met with Karl-Heinz Pitch, who was my boss at Wella way back when. We had an interview and we were talking about sales numbers. And this is just to show you the power of volumizing shampoo and then hairsprays. They were doing $80 million a year in sales in North America with 3 SKUs in Sexy. The volumizing shampoo, the little red bottle, if you guys remember this, and then the spray and play harder, the 2 aerosols. So $80 million in 3 SKUs for that company, right? So again, it goes back to if you get a hot product like a volumizing shampoo and or a hairspray, and once you start playing with our hairsprays, guys, you guys can create a business around these hairsprays, right? So it just goes to show you that once something gets hot, you really can take off. And 78% of all women surveyed in the BIR said that they want more volume in their hair. So this is why this product is taken off, is because the market dictates it, and it's a great formulation, great fragrance. You're going to love it. All right, so the styling and finishing regimen, I'm going to talk a little bit more about. This is the real meat and potatoes. Again, what like Mike said, when you talk to a booth renter, especially doesn't have a lot of space, they're all about the styling products because that's what they use every day to create the look and the styles that they want with their clients. So sometimes that's the path of least resistance when you introduce a brand to them. They may not get excited about shampoo conditioner, but they typically get excited about styling and finishing. They want to try new things. And I can tell you this, and I make this analogy in a lot of meetings that I do, especially when we're looking at a January launch effectively. I've never walked into a salon when people ask me, hey, what do you have that's old? Right? It's always, hey, Larry, what's new? What do you guys have new? It's 2025. Walk in with this bag and set this bag in the middle of the floor full of product. And people are going to come and open the bag and say, Larry, what's in the bag? Right? It's just human nature, right? And I was an old DSC years ago, Carolina Salon Services, though you guys have been around forever, and some of the old veterans said, hey guys, for you younger guys, walk in with a bag of stuff. It could be a hair dryer, it could be new products, put it in the middle of the salon. Trust me, people are going to come to see what you have in the bag. And you do that all the time. And people are just going to start asking you what's in the bag, Larry, or Dennis, you've been around a long time also. So people are curious by nature. So if you're not presenting this, you're doing yourself an injustice, really, because this brand is going to sell so easy for you. All right, so let's talk about the individual products. I will tell you this. We have 16 retail SKUs right now available. There are no duds in the brand. So if you look at some of the other brands that have 70, 80 SKUs, about 25% of all your business comes from a certain amount of smaller SKUs. With this brand, everything sells because I don't have any redundancy. Okay, so you're going to see that things really start repeating. So we have if you look at the first tube, all curled up, which is a curl defining cream. I don't really have to, you guys know what that does. We have a non-aerosol mousse called Defy Gravity, which is a huge seller. We have the oil, Abyssinian Candy oil. I mentioned to you in an earlier slide about no D4 silicone. This is another one of those products that you can have in your pocket. You walk in and you say, hey, Mary, let me put a little bit of this oil in your hand. I want you to feel it and smell it. When you put this in somebody's hand, it dissipates really, really quickly. There's no weight to it at all. It smells like pure mango. It's absolutely amazing. And people are going to fall in love with this product. So it's so easy to demo to be able to open a conversation about the brand. And then we have a blow dry boost. Again, spray this into damp hair and blow dry with it. Very self-explanatory. It doesn't get sticky unless you ever use it, right? It's another huge seller. Again, people want volume. So they tend to gravitate towards the Defy Gravity and the blow dry boost for volume and the thick volume shampoo conditioner. Then our number one seller in the whole company is Velvet Smooth. Velvet Smooth Blow Dry Balm. This is a product that, again, you guys need to have with you all the time. You walk into a salon and, somebody's getting ready to do a blow dry and you say, hey, wait a minute, stop. I want you to try this new blow dry cream that I have. It's from Bokka Botanika. If you guys haven't tried this yet this weekend, take a little bit out if you have the products with you now and smell this. This fragrance is absolutely fantastic. And you're going to sell this product just on fragrance alone. And then the performance becomes, the performance is great, but the fragrance really sells this product. It's absolutely fantastic. So those are like the 5 core styling products that we have in the brand. Again, there's no redundancy, and you're going to start seeing, once you guys get this placed, a lot of repeat orders on this.
Hey Dave.
Yeah.
Obviously you can layer this product, correct? And then the next question is, how much should you use? Does a lot go, do you need to use a lot? Do you need to use a little?
Okay. So The answer is yes, you can layer certain things. Okay, so anybody that's using the Velvet Smooth, the blow dry balm, and they want a little bit extra slip, maybe somebody has a little bit heavier texture hair, I recommend cocktailing it with the Abyssinian and Kendi, maybe one pump of the Abyssinian and Kendi with the Velvet Smooth. The Defy Gravity, I don't know why anybody would use it this way, but I have a big salon or a big distributor in Montreal that brought it to my attention, and I never knew this, but they had a salon that cocktailed the Defy Gravity, the non-aerosol mousse with the all curled up, and it turns into a little bit of a paste. So those are the only two that don't really go together. Again, I don't really know why somebody would cocktail those, but stylists play around a lot. So those two don't really like each other so much when you cocktail them, but everything else is fine. But that's a great question, Jake. And as far as the amount to use, I mean, again, you guys can play with these samples that you have. It really depends on the amount of the texture of the hair when it comes to the styling products, but really a little bit goes a long way for sure. Shampoo, conditioner, ultra concentrated. You don't need a whole handful of shampoo. We use really, really high quality ingredients to formulate these products. So you're going to be blown away by the performance. I will mention to you when we had exclusive beauty supply in the beginning, those of you that are in Alabama, Kevin, you guys all know Kevin. I think he works for Life of Raleigh now, or I forget his last name, but he sold a lot of product in Alabama. And then when he left exclusive, they didn't have any coverage or whatever. So those of you that are selling in Alabama currently, I think you're going to walk in and present Bokka, and you're going to have a lot of people that love the brand that after Kevin left, they had no representation from exclusive in Alabama. So you should be able to pick up new customers that have tried it a couple of years ago that had the product in salons. So I think there's going to be certain markets they're going to be so happy to see that you guys have the brand again. Okay.
Can I interject real quick?
Hi,
hi everyone. I have to get off the call, and I didn't get to introduce myself or anything yet, but I just wanted to throw it in there. I know you're short on time, Dave, but I'm Andrea, and I'm going to be in the field with all of you very soon. And I have so much more I want to say, but we'll get to that later. So hi, welcome to Bokka Botanika, and I can't wait to meet all of you in person, and I can't wait to get in the field with everyone. And that is all.
Thank you, Andrea.
All right, take care.
And yeah, she's been in contact with Jake. So some of you are going to be working with Andrea really, really quickly. The other thing is I live in Fort Lauderdale. So if there's any of you that are in South Florida that need help, Palm Beach County, Dade, Miami-Dade, Broward, whatever, I'm here to help you for sure. Any key accounts or maybe even a ride-along day just to go blow through some accounts and really, we'll show the bag deal, we'll talk about the brand, etc. I live in Fort Lauderdale, so it's easily accessible. I know you guys have a big footprint, so it'll be myself and Andy are really supporting you. Okay,
Dave, David.
Yeah.
Is there a common fragrance for the whole?
No. So that's what's interesting. I had the opportunity to do that when I launched the brand, when I started formulating with the chemist. And if you think about a brand like Biolage, you guys remember the old Biolage, right? It had one fragrance for every product. I love that fragrance. I was a DSC back then. But the problem with having one fragrance is fragrances are very polarizing. So Jake's nose might be different than Larry's nose, might be different than my nose. So there's going to be products that obviously we use a bunch of different fragrances, and maybe some fragrances people aren't going to like. So that's why we have other regimens that have different fragrances, other products that have different fragrances. So we do not have one fragrance for the whole brand. We use a lot of mix of different things. I'm coming out with a new product probably April 1st that has a completely different fragrance than anything else that you've seen in the brand. So Larry, once you start smelling everything and playing with it, you're going to see that it's a pretty wide mix of fragrances for sure. Okay, so let's talk about the hairspray. The first one I'm going to talk about, Show Off and Shine. When I originally launched Show Off and Shine, it was in this 10-ounce can. And it went like gangbusters. And I don't have a lot of time, so I won't waste your time on the story, but I ran into a very difficult time continually having this made, and it became one of our best sellers. So I found the new I own the formulation. I found the new factory, and they say, look, we can make it for you in this big can. What do you think? And I said, we're going to blow the doors off the market, because everybody's downsizing now and raising prices. So this is a 10-ounce original can. It retailed for $29. So now I'm giving you 70% more product. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is 16.9 ounce for a $29 retail. When we talked about some of the competitive brands, I want you guys to jump online and look at some of your competition in the market for hairspray. And you'd be hard pressed to find some of the, I would say, medium to higher end brands that are selling hairspray less than $35. It's, I looked at Kevin Murphy. I think it's $46 for their hairspray. Some of these brands, Colorproof, Pureology, et cetera, 36, 35, 38. So we're offering 17 ounces of hairspray for $29. Okay. So the first one is Show Off and Shine. This is a medium hold. This has the same fragrance as I told you, the Velvet Smooth, my favorite fragrance, the blow dry cream. This has the same fragrance as that. All you have to do is walk into a salon and spray this, and I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times you're going to get an order. Everybody loves this fragrance. It's so fantastic. And the spray is ultra dry. Okay, so when you think about some of the competitive wet hairsprays, these products are not wet at all. And, Mike and I, we've even talked about it with Jake and Richard in Las Vegas. We had the meeting in Cosmoprof, Las Vegas. We feel like, based on our industry knowledge, that you could walk into any salon with both of our hairsprays and really create a business, right? $29 retail, 17 ounces of hairspray. You can create a business. If you guys think back, I worked at Sebastian when we sold tractor and trailer loads of Shaper and Shaper Plus. If you think about Kenra basically was non-existent, and then they introduced the Kenra 25 spray, put them back on the map. So there's certain situations. I mentioned to you Sexy Hair, $80 million in sales and 3 SKUs, 2 aerosols and 1 shampoo. So you guys that have been around a while, some of you newer people, maybe ask some of the veterans, but you can actually create a business around these hairsprays. Okay, they're absolutely fantastic formulas. So all the key selling points here, humidity resistant. We all live in the South. That's going to be a huge selling point that you should lead with, humidity resistant. It's got the ColorLokk Complex. It's got a great fragrance, UV protection, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And then we have the latest introduction, which I launched in November, December. So this is brand new for the whole market. So anybody that was buying from Exclusive Beauty Supply, they have never seen these large cans of hairspray. Exclusive has essentially been out of business for 9 months. Let's be honest. Okay. So anytime you walk in with these hairsprays, that's going to be brand new, even if they know Bokka. This is our firm hold, born for the stage. It's got a light watermelon fragrance. Firm hold. It's a buildable. It's not sticky. It doesn't flake. So again, you guys are going to be able to go in and introduce this, the bonus size can, and all that at a $29 retail. We are a color protecting, color extending brand, as I mentioned, probably 50 times during this presentation. Logo and our mantra is plant powered color care. Everybody gets it when they see it. Clean beauty. We have thermal protection. All of our price right now is priced under $30 retail, which I think is a fantastic place to be when all the brands have raised their prices. I had one distributor of mine is up in Jersey. It's a Kevin Murphy distributor. I believe Kevin Murphy in the last 16 months has raised their prices 3 times already. So salons are getting like, okay, guys, do I really need to sell a $44 bottle of shampoo? Salons it's getting tough. So when you go in and say, look, I'm giving you something to sell for $25 or $26, they're going to love you for it. And then again, we talked about color categorizing. People shop by color, and the packaging speaks for itself. That white box, that mini billboard, is going to help you a lot when you present the brand.
Message me if you're interested. We got great intro deals on this. I just can't reveal them here, but if this video is on a sales page, you'll see the info below.